Hello my friends, welcome back again to today's lesson in my music lessons, piano lessons. Today we are going to look at what we call music notation. As you can see, I'm trying to write down this as we are going to talk about music notation. So under music notation, we are going to look at notes on the staff. We are going to look at time signature. 3 4 4 4. We are going to talk about the melodic and harmonic intervals. We are going to talk about the dynamics. We are going to talk about the slurs and the ties. So I want to encourage you, wherever you are right now, just get a pen and a paper so that you can take notes. It's very important to take notes because it helps you to remember. So I think let's start with notes on the staff. So let's talk about the treble and the bass staff. Music is written on lines and spaces. Music is written on lines and spaces. And these lines and spaces are called the staff. You can see I've tried to draw the staff here. These are the lines. This is line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, and line 5. So we write on lines and spaces and we call them the staff. So this is called the staff. Okay. Then I proceeded and said notes are written on the 5 lines. Notes are written on the 5 lines. These lines 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our notes are written on these 5 lines. Then 2 notes are also written in the 4 spaces between the lines. Notes are also written in the 4 spaces between the lines. Between these lines, also we write notes in these spaces. As you can see, we have this is space 1, space 2, space 3, space 4. So you write notes on the lines and also the spaces. Then number 3, in the spaces above and below the staff. In the spaces above and below the staff. For instance, I've tried to indicate here, so you can see that I've put my notes here. I've used the whole note to do this. So I have my first whole note on this first line, my second whole note here on the second line, my third whole note on the third line, whole note on the fourth line, and another whole note on the 5th line. Okay, and then I said in the spaces above and below the staff. So there is now above the staff we have this space here. So and the notes is here above the staff. So we also write there. And then below the staff, it's here also. We also write here. This is our note below the staff. Okay. Then number 3, we said in the spaces above and below the staff, which I've showed you. Number 4, on the ledger lines. On the ledger lines. What are ledger lines? Ledger lines, these are short lines added above or below the staff. I've tried to indicate it here. This is our ledger line. And our note is also there. Ledger line. Let me try to do it down here. I hope you will see the ledger lines, short lines added above. Okay. So I hope you've taken the notes here. I want to show you the ledger lines. One, we said treble and bass staff. And I said music is written on lines and spaces called a staff. And I said a staff is a sets of 5 lines and 4 spaces between those 5 lines, which I've indicated here. We have line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5, space 1, space 2, space 3, space 4. After that, I said notes are written on the 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in the 4 spaces between the lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, in the space above and below the staff. This is above and below the staff. These are the spaces. On the ledger lines, short lines added above or below the staff. So let me show you that properly. Try to show you ledger lines. How a ledger line looks like. So ledger line, you draw your 5 lines. These are 5 lines, and you draw your notes, wall notes on the lines. So after this, the space above the line, the space above the line is this, immediately after this line. So you can put your note there. The space below the first line is this. This is the space. So put your notes there again. Now our ledger line comes above. I said a ledger line is a short line added above or below the staff. So this is our ledger line added up, and then we add our notes there below. Also put it there like that. So these are our ledger lines. Okay, these are our ledger lines. Yeah, so let's continue. As you can see, I've written here, piano music uses 2 clefs. Piano music uses 2 clefs. One is the treble clef, which looks like this. It's what we call a treble clef. And then the other one is the bass clef. Looks like this. The bass clef looks like this. It's like a question mark. It's called a bass clef. Then middle and high tones are written on the treble staff. Middle and high tones. Now that is, I think, beginning from middle C. I told you what middle C is in my previous video. So beginning from middle C, going upwards towards your right hand direction. Those tones are written on the treble staff. This is the treble staff. And the notes written on the treble staff are usually played using our right hand. The right hand. When you're playing the keyboard or the piano, you use the right hand. Whenever you see a treble staff, it means those are the notes played by the right hand. Okay. Then low and middle tones are written on the bass staff. Notes on the bass staff are usually played using our left hand. So when you encounter a sheet of music with the bass staff indicated, means you're going to play using your left hand. Left hand. Okay. It means you're going to use your left hand. So now let me show you how the treble and the bass clef will appear on the staff. Let's begin with the treble. So draw your sets of 5 lines. Line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. line 5. Okay, and then this is how it will appear. The treble staff will look like this. The treble clef will come like that. Like this. And then the bass staff will look like this. This is how the treble and the bass staff will appear. This is how it looks. This is how they look. Okay. Then later on, this now will be like something like this. Join them like that. On your sheet music, when you encounter a sheet music, this is how the two are joined. This is how the two are joined. But we'll get there. Okay. So I hope you're taking notes. I hope you're writing down something so that you will remember, to help you remember these things. So make sure you take notes. This is how I teach. I teach, and I expect that you're taking some notes to help you remember. In other words, you can also help teach other guys when you take down notes. The C5 finger position on the grand staff. We are going to look at the C5 finger position on the grand staff. The treble staff and the bass staff are joined together by a brace to form the grand staff. Below are the notes in the C5 finger position. Memorize the letter names and their placement on the grand staff. Memorize their placement on the grand staff. So let's go ahead and do the grand staff. Let me show you the grand staff and the C5 finger position on the grand staff as we're going to relate it to the piano. So this is the first one is our treble staff. So you go ahead and indicate the treble like that. And then the second one is the bass staff. You go ahead and indicate the bass staff, the bass clef. The first one I said is the treble staff. So you go ahead and indicate the treble clef there. So let's indicate also the bass clef. Like this, then you put the two dots like that. So like I said, both the treble staff and bass staff are joined together by what we call a brace. And when we join them together, now we'll call the name will change to a grand staff. So a brace comes here like this, like that. So this is this line that joins the two staff together is called the brace. So we call it the brace. This is the brace. That is the brace. So let me continue. So we are going to indicate the C5 finger position. So we start with the middle C, which is on a ledger line. I say the short line above the staff is called the ledger line. The appear above or below. And usually the key C, our key C always comes on the ledger lines. That is between the piano. As you can see, it's also at the center of the two staff, meaning this is our left hand side, this is our right hand side. So the C appears just there in the middle. Okay, so you go ahead, I go ahead and put the note C. So I'm using quarter notes. So this is our C. This will be our C here. Then now let's do D. Now D will come on the space after the ledger line. Like that. Like this. This is our D. Then now let's go and do E. E will come here on the first line, like this. E on the first line. Then let's do F. F on the first space. F comes on the first space. Let's go and do G. G will come on the second line. G will come on the second line like this. So this is our right hand C5 finger position. This is C, this is D, this is E, this is F, and this is our G. The C5 finger position. That is your right hand side on the treble staff. I said when you see a treble clef on a staff, it means your right hand. When you see a bass clef on the staff, it means your left hand. So let me proceed and do the C5 finger position on the left hand side. Okay. So we start here. Our first note will appear here. Our first C note on the left hand. This space. Second space on the left. That is our C. First C. Then D will come on the second line, like that. Then E on the third space, like this. Then F on the fourth line, like that. Then our G on the fourth space, like this. Now, C5 finger position, left hand, finger 1 comes on this note, finger 1 on the C, finger 2 on the D, finger 3 on the E, finger 4 on the F, and finger 5 on the G, like that. Then left hand, finger 5 on this C, on the C. Then finger 4 on D, finger 3 on E, then finger 2 on F, finger 1 on G. So, sorry, I've written G, it should be 1, finger 1 on G. This is our C, this is our D, this is our E, and this is our F, this is our G. The C5 finger position. Okay? So now, in case you don't have a piano, let me show you on the keyboard how these notes will appear. On the keyboard. This is our press. So on the keyboard, let me go ahead and draw the notes. Remember, on the keyboard we have 2 group black notes and 3 group black notes. So I'm trying to do that. To draw that, beginning with the 2 group black notes, then the 3 group black notes comes next. So this is how it looks on the piano. You can see that this is a right hand on the treble staff, left hand on the bass staff. And we have our notes on the treble staff. For the right hand, we have C. We are using quarter notes to do this. And then we have D, which will come on the space just after the ledger line. Middle C will always be on the ledger line, like I told you. Then E comes on the first line, F comes on the first space, G comes on the second line, our right hand. Then on the left hand, we have the bass clef and the bass staff. I said bass clef and the bass staff means you're going to play using your left hand. So C gets we get C in the second space, and that is played with your finger 5. Then D comes on the third line, finger 4. Then E comes on the third space, play using finger number 3. Then F comes on the fourth line, and we play using finger 2. Then G on the fourth space, and we play G using finger 1 on the left hand. So this is how it looks on the piano, on the keyboard. And then on the sheet music, if you ever encounter sheet music, which we call a notation, you'll find the C5 finger position will look like this. And on the keyboard, this is what will be happening. When you're playing this on the sheet music, this is your sight reading. You sight read this and you interpret this and you play it like this on the keyboard. So let's go to the keyboard and I show us the C5 finger position as we relate to the grand staff. Okay, so we come to the C5 finger position. When you get there, our middle C is this. We said right hand plays, finger 1 goes on middle C. This is my finger 1, will go to middle C. Remember, I told you that middle C is the C closest to the middle of the piano. It's almost at the center. So you place your finger number 1, your thumb, on middle C, like that. This is my middle C. And this is the C that appears on the ledger line. This C appears on the ledger line. This C always appears on the ledger line. On the ledger line, you place your finger number 1, middle C, there. Then finger 2 goes on D. Then finger 3 goes on E. Then finger 4 goes on F. Then finger 5 will go to G, like that. That is our right hand. Then left hand, finger 5 on C, then finger 4 on D, finger 3 on E, finger 2 on F, finger 1 on G. So this is the C5 finger position on the keyboard. And then on the grand staff, it's just what I just showed you on the whiteboard. So on the grand staff, it looks like this. And then on the keyboard, practically, it will appear like so, like this. So you play around with it. So that is our C5 finger position on the grand staff. Thank you so much again for watching this video. and let's hope for more and more will be coming in the store. I have more and more will be coming. See you again in my next lesson as we look at this music notation more. I'm still going to talk about more like dynamics. I'm going to talk about dynamics. We've spoken about notes on the staff. I'm going to talk about dynamics, rests, middle and harmonic intervals, second, third, fourth and fifth intervals. I'm going to talk about slurs and ties and time signatures, all those things you need to know as a pianist who will become a professional someday, because a professional pianist should be able to play by ear and also should be able to read, to sight reads. I mean sight reading. That is very important. Thank you so much. God bless you. See you again.